Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel, A Little Bit Hippie. Don't think there's going to be much in the way of gardening videos this week. It's pretty wet and ordinary. We did need it, so I can't complain, but I don't like to play in the wet. So I'm going to take you around and show you a couple of things that I do in the wet weather when I'm not playing outside. Hope you enjoy.
So the little babies are doing really well, but we have a bit of a surprise for you. So night times I was finding it hard to keep them warm, and it just so happened I saw these guys advertised on Facebook and thought, that could work. So I picked up two silkies that are about 4 weeks old, and they are doing an utterly brilliant job of keeping the babies warm, so I don't have to get up every couple of hours and check their hot water bottle. So we haven't come up with any names yet, so if you've got any suggestions, go for it. I do believe we have this one over here is a hen, and I think this one may be a rooster. I'm not sure as yet, but doing a great job of looking after the babies. So stay tuned for their adventures.
Well, it's still raining here, and the poor chooks look like drowned rats because they're silly and won't go in their lovely warm shelter. Thought I'd come and check the rain gauge just out of interest. Check that out. Wow. So there's 20, can you see that? What's that, 24? 25. That's just from last night. Just last night. I'm going to leave that there today and see how much we get today as well. So today I've got a few orders to get done, so I thought I'd show you the process of how I make my herbal teas. Of course, I do them all at home. Everything is completely organic and Australian. They're all from Australia. So today's order is for the gorgeous TJ and Serge. Hi! I'm making Serge some tea. It's called Attention Please. It's available on our Facebook page, and it is for concentration and focus. So anyway, the ingredients I'll give you, I just won't give you the weights obviously, but I'll give you the ingredients. So first things first, we've got moringa leaf. It's absolutely beautiful, and the smell is just divine. This tea is very earthy in flavour. It's gorgeous. Ginkgo leaf. So some of you may know that ginkgo is renowned for helping you focus and concentrate. It sort of gives you that attention back. It's brilliant stuff. Siberian ginseng root. Again, another one to help with focus and clarity. Go-to cola. So again, another one for clear in the mind. Brahmi herb. So this one here, you don't use as much of this one. This one's pretty potent stuff. It is brilliant though, just to give you that clear head and be able to concentrate more clearly. And then I like to add traditional Chinese green tea leaves. It just, rather than these herbs on their own are quite bland, this at least gives it that real tea flavour. At least the rain's held off enough that you can actually hear me speak. You should have heard it before. It was absolutely deafening in here. Oh. Anyway, next step is to weigh them out in the bags. So usually these bags hold, disregard that, usually these bags hold around 20, 30 grams depending. But beans, this is for TJ and Serge, I'm just going to stuff it full and hopefully I can get it all in there. Okay, so that's all done and ready to go. Now, all of my teas are loose leaf teas. So, rule of thumb, between 1 and 2 teaspoons of tea into either an infuser or a teapot, whichever you prefer, to 1 cup of boiling water, and let them steep for between 5 and 10 minutes. Obviously, the longer you steep, the more it's going to draw out of the herbs. So all the goodness will be drawn out. So I like to leave it for at least, you know, say 10 minutes. And then drink. They are absolutely beautiful. As I said, this one's a very earthy flavour. It gives you that little boost. Instead of having coffee or caffeine, this will give you that same hit, but it'll last a bit longer. It's absolutely divine. Attention, please. So this one is lovingly created to help improve focus and concentration.
From dry, cracked earth to flowing creek. We've had non-stop rain since yesterday afternoon, and isn't it incredible? We've actually got a flowing creek. With all the rain we've had the last 2 days, our tank is overflowing. Happy dance, because now we will be fine for summer. So that's worked out well, hasn't it? Now we're going to have to do something about maybe putting an extra IBC or something there to catch all that runoff.
with the rain, the weeds have completely taken over. Completely. I'm not complaining too much because everything's growing like tenfold. It's just insane. Now, one thing we need to learn when we're gardening, especially when you're starting out, you're going to have a lot of failures. Like, I'm talking a lot of failures. And then one day everything will just click, you know, blah, 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 and you'll start getting it. No matter how long you've been gardening, you're always going to have fails, right? And I've got a pretty dismal one right now. I decided to go ahead and plant my tomatoes, thinking that all the frosts were over with. Well, they bloody well weren't. And we had 2 incredibly nasty frosts 2 days in a row. And as a result, you can see my poor, nearly dead tomatoes. I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds of tomatoes. I'm probably lucky if I've got 6 plants that are still remaining alive. So back to the hothouse to plant up some more seeds. Before I go to the hothouse though, take a look at this. The kohlrabi, they're forming beautifully. They're looking absolutely sensational. Look at the size of the fennel now. One lone little fennel and it's just going nuts. The squash did take some of the frost there, but you can see how there's new growth. I'm just going to pull those leaves off and they'll be fine. And I think they'll come back without too much hassle. Do you get the feeling you're getting watched? You right there, girls? They need to know what's going on. Like my little watchdogs. The sugar beets were struggling there for a little bit, but these last couple of days of rain have really helped. They've gone absolutely berserk. Another downside is the sprouting broccoli. I don't know whether you can see it, just that one there in particular. They've bolted to seed, unfortunately. Not much I can really do about it, but I'll just pull them out and we'll put something else in that bed. No big deal. The potatoes did cop some of the frost, but I'm not overly concerned because, as you can see, they still look fantastic, and those dead leaves on top aren't going to affect the growth of the spuds underneath. So I'm not worried about that at all. Onions looking amazing, garlic looking amazing, but as I said, the weeds have taken over. So I suppose that's one plus with the rain. It makes the weeds easier to pull out. So it'll make life a bit easier there, won't it? As we go over the back here, do you remember I planted a couple of little small sugar pumpkins? They've gone nuts. They look fantastic. All the beans, if you can see between the weeds, are going really well. And the squash that are on the end, as much as these 2 over here copped some frost, these 2, as much as they're a bit yellow from the frost, they're still okay. And the other little pumpkin there is doing really well, along with the other beans. just planted up a whole tray of different tomatoes, hoping to replace the ones that I put in too early and frosted. So in here I've got good old beefsteak. I don't think you can go wrong with beefsteak. So I've got 4 of them. Then I've got 3 of the black crim, 1 of the yellow cherry tomato, 1 of the yellow Gros Lizzie, and 1 of the cherry cocktail tomatoes. So fingers crossed they'll take off. I've just potted up the remaining tomatoes that I had in here. I had a couple of the yellow cherry tomatoes and a couple of the black crim that needed repotting, along with the Garden Delight ones as well. So hopefully they'll take off, and we might actually have some tomatoes. I do still have some yellow Gros Lizzie's down here that are doing okay. Fingers crossed they stay okay. And then over here I've potted up, I've separated out and potted up the jalapenos that were in the tray. So I reckon they'll be okay, seeing that the other chilies got frosted. I do have some habaneros still up here though to go in. So yeah, lesson learned, hey. While we're here, the honeydews have popped up. So that's a bit exciting. I haven't grown them before, so we'll see what happens. Also, the sacred white sage has popped up, along with some of the true dandelions. The cucumber crystal apples have come up as well. All of the sugar snap peas, obviously there's a couple that haven't come up yet, but fingers crossed. Some of the pickling cucumbers have come up as well. Fingers crossed for those ones. I haven't grown them before, but I am pretty keen to make some gherkins this year. The pumpkins from Peter's are doing really well. Apart from a couple, I think they're just too wet, but that's okay because I don't need all those anyway, so it'll be fine. Everything else is looking really healthy, and I'm going to give it another week or 2 so we know for sure that there's no frost before I start putting more stuff out. The sunflowers over here are really needing to go in, so hopefully no more frost. That'll be nice. Avocados are looking good. Passion fruit are looking good. So fingers crossed for another week or so without frost, and we will be good to go. Do you remember the little bare rooted trees I got from Garden Express? Well, this is the Japanese maple that I got. Isn't it stunning? Look at the red in that bark. Isn't it beautiful? And we've got the little witch hazels here as well, but they haven't done much, and I'm hoping I haven't killed them. While we're here, check out this beautiful piece of art. This is by a local artist by the name of Len, I hope I say your surname right, Len Desrix. He's from Corongvale area, and he's just an asset. He's absolutely beautiful. His work is insane. He cuts these out of old shelves by hand, designs them himself, paints them himself. It's just incredible. And not to mention, he's an absolutely beautiful soul to boot. So thanks, Len. I still love it. Well guys, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry the weather wasn't great, unfortunately. We need it though. We need this rain. We now have full tanks, so we'll be fine for summer. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down the bottom. Don't forget to hit subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Okay guys, until next time, live life to the fullest, love beyond words, and laugh like no one can hear you. Bye for now.